Hey guys, as promised I'm back on Saturday with another video. Today I'm going to be making pizza rolls. So here I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of lukewarm water, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of yeast, olive oil, and some Sprite. And today I'll be using a hook to mix together all the ingredients for my dough. So first you're going to add in the lukewarm water, and you're using lukewarm water because you don't want the water to be too cold or too hot because it'll kill the yeast. And then I'm just going to use a splash of Sprite, and I'm using Sprite because the sugars in it will allow the yeast to activate. And then now I'm going to put in my yeast. And then I'm going to let this sit for a little bit so that the yeast activates, and then I'm gonna tell you guys what I have over here. Okay, so I have, that's the yeast mixture. So I have 4 pans. This is a cast iron skillet, just like this one, but this one has little lines so that it looks like it was on the grill. This is a pan to put sauces in, and then this is a regular pan for anything you want to cook. So today I'll be making some turkey meatball pizza rolls, and for this I will be using the diced onions, the 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs, ground turkey, an egg, pepper, salt, Italian seasoning, and adobo. And then I will also be making chicken pizza rolls, and I will be using all 4 seasonings as well. And then for the sausage, I'll be using sliced onions and sliced mushrooms. And then I'll be making a spinach roll and a pepperoni roll. And then I have some marinara sauce for all pizza rolls, and I have 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. Okay. So now we're gonna come back over here and we're gonna add in the flour. Well, first I'm gonna put in the salt with the flour, and then I'm going to put this in the mixer. And yeah, just like that. And then I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to let it mix at 2 speed for a couple of minutes for all of it to rise. And to form a ball. So wait. So my thing isn't in straight, and that's a safety hazard, so I'm just going to fix it for sorry for that. Okay, so this is better, and if you guys could see, you could see the ball already starting to form in there. It's on the hook, and it's just going around getting coming off the hook and getting some flour all around it. So we're gonna let this. So if you need more water, you could add water, or since I use Sprite, I could add some more. You could add some more Sprite, and I think I'm gonna add a little bit more Sprite, just a splash again. And then you could just watch it just to make sure if it needs more water, if it needs more Sprite. And if you don't want to use Sprite, you could use 7-Up, you could use sugar, or you could use honey, because they all have sugar in it, and the sugar, like I said earlier, activates the yeast to make a good dough. So I think I need a little bit more because it's not all in a ball. It's flaky. So I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more. And no. And then, so instead of the Sprite, I'm gonna add some olive oil because either way, I needed olive oil to coat the dough. So you're just gonna add in a splash, just like the Sprite, and I think that would be good. That would be enough. That would be enough. But actually, as I'm looking at it, I think I need a little bit more. I think that's good. And then I'm just gonna put that to the side, and yeah. So I'm gonna add a little bit more because, like we said, we want the olive oil to coat the dough. That looks relaxing as I'm watching it. And as you guys could see, it is forming a ball and mixing together. I like watching this. It's very relaxing. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over the ingredient list right now, and as you can see, for the pizza dough, I'm using 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup of lukewarm water, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of yeast, some tomato sauce, whichever one you want, Italian seasoning mix, 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, and if you don't want to use mozzarella cheese, you could use any other cheese. I think Parmesan would go well too. I'm using pepperoni, sausage. You could use sweet, but I'm going to, or you could, I'm gonna use hot sausage. Another type of cheese would be fontina cheese. I think that would go well too. And then I have onions and mushrooms sliced for the, okay, so as you guys could, if you're looking at it right now, which you are, you could see that it's a ball now. And I'm just going to stop the thing, and then I'm going to take it out, and I'm just going to use my hands because my hands are clean. And like I always say, when you're using your hands, when I'm using my hands in one of my videos, you want to make sure that your hands are clean. And I'm just going to knead this together, and I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to put it in the same bowl. Okay, so now that I put my flour in, but now I'm just going to cover it with a bag, and I'm going to let it sit here and rise for 60 to 90 minutes, which is an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put this down, and we're gonna head over to cook all my stuff. But first, because as you guys can see, my hands are messy, so I'm just gonna wash them really quickly. You want to make sure that you use soap so that you get any germs off your hands. And then I'm just gonna dry my hands, and then we're gonna come over. And so first, I'm going to coat my cast iron skillet with olive oil, and I'm also gonna coat this one and this one. So I'm gonna coat all 3 pans that'll be making meat. So you just want to go around in a circle, just like that. Yeah, and then I'm gonna put a very little amount because this is a small one. That it's kind of in the shape of a V. And then I'm just gonna put some more, like going like this. That's one, and then, well, some more. And then for this one, we're gonna go do the same thing we did for the cast iron skillet. Okay, yeah. So now I'm just gonna turn on the heat, and I'm gonna put it on medium. Yeah. I'm gonna turn on the heat for all. Okay, so I'm gonna let this heat up, but while I'm doing that, I'm gonna add in my diced, no, so I'm gonna put my diced onions into the turkey to make the meatballs. Okay. Yeah. That. Okay. Okay, so now, as you can see, I saved some just to put in the pan, and then I'm just gonna put, okay, but if we need it, we could, okay, oh, okay, so I'm just gonna put the rest, and then I'm gonna put my 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs, and my, wait, hold on, I have to get all of this, the breadcrumbs out, and then I have to wash my hands before I put in the seasonings because I forgot about them. So okay, and I'm just gonna use the same napkin that I used before. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in here because I realized when it rises, it's gonna get bigger. So we're just gonna slide it in there, and then I'm just gonna cover it back with the plastic, and you could just lay it over as long as it's covered in some way. And if you don't want to use a plastic bag, you could use saran wrap or foil, whichever you prefer. Okay, so now that my hands are, well, not anymore because I just touched the dough, but it's fine. It's just flour. I'm gonna add in some, a pinch or two of salt. Okay, so I think I need a tablespoon. So I'm just gonna take this, which is in my spice cabinet, and I'm just going to, and as you can see, this little black thing is at 1 tablespoon, and that's how much salt we need. And then you're just gonna fill it like that. That is a good amount. Oh no, well, I don't think we need that much because adobo does have some salt in it, and like we have a lot of flavors. I think this would be a good amount. So I'm just gonna add that in. Then I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna put that to the side. Then I'm gonna add in some pepper, and I know you guys can't see it, but it is in this thing, and you just twist the top to grind the pepper, like that. I think that's enough, and then you just shake it just to get like the excess out. So I'm gonna put a little bit of adobo, and as you can see, it has holes in the top so that you don't put too much. I think I need a little bit more. I think that's good. Okay, so I'm just gonna close this. Well, I need this again, so I'm just gonna bring it back, and then I'm gonna add in some Italian seasoning, and this is what it looks like. And I'm just gonna use this again because I already used it and it doesn't really matter. So I think this is a good amount, and I'm just gonna add that in, and then I'm gonna put this back on top of the salt, and I'm gonna close this really quickly. And then because I want to make meatballs, but before I mix it all together, I have to add my egg, and the egg will like allow everything to mix together. So you're just gonna crack it on the side of the bowl, and you want to make sure that no shells get in there. I cracked that kind of weird. Look, that's weird. But anyway, I'm just gonna put it in here, and I'm gonna set that off to the side because we don't need that anymore, along with that, and this too. I'm just clearing it to get as much space as I can. Okay, so now that my egg, all the ingredients needed to make turkey meatballs are in, I'm just gonna mix it together. And you do that by taking it and like putting it over so that every bit of turkey gets like seasoning. And as you can see, this is very messy. And if you don't like a mess on your hands, you could use gloves. And everything will stick to you, but it's okay. We kind of want that to happen so that we know that everything is getting into the turkey as well. So as you can see, this bit is like a little bit, that has a little bit more yellow in it. So we're just gonna mix it all together.
The reason we put all the ingredients first and then mix it is because you don't want to over mix the turkey, because then that will make for a tough meatball, and meatballs are supposed to be soft. So the less you work with the meat or mess with it or squeeze it up, the lighter it is.
My mom knows that because she's really good at cooking. She makes a lot of stuff. I think that's where I get my cooking skills from. My dad too. Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep mixing. And so that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to make the meatball, and I'm gonna take a little bit of meat and just like that, and then you're gonna. I'm making small meatballs, and I think this is too big, so I'm just gonna put some of it back. And you're gonna roll it around the palm of your hand to get it into like a ballish kind of shape. And this is one meatball. And then I'm just gonna put it into this pan, which has olive oil. And I'm just gonna lower the heat. Well, my mom's gonna help me lower the heat because my hands are messy and I don't want to get the stove messed up. So I'm just gonna make some more, and then I'm gonna put them in the pan. So I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I'm going to season all the chicken, and then so that you could see that, and then I'm gonna make the rest off camera. So as you can see, my hands are very messy, so you do need to wash them. And before touching like the soap or anything, we want to make sure that you get all the turkey off, so like no bacteria from the turkey gets onto the soap handle and nobody gets sick. I'm gonna take a napkin and I'm gonna dry my hands. And then I'm gonna season this chicken. Yeah. So first I'm going to take my salt, and okay, so this is a tablespoon, and I think I need only a teaspoon, so I'm just gonna put this to the side. Or you could lower it instead of taking out a new one. Or you could just put like a little bit, like maybe up to here would be a good amount. So we're only gonna take a little bit, and as I showed you guys before, I think that would be enough. And then I'm just gonna add it in, and then I'm gonna close it, and then I'm gonna add in some pepper. And like I showed you guys before, you're gonna twist. For mine, you twist the top. If you have already ground pepper, you just shake it in. And yeah, you could add any other spices that you would like, but I think these would go well because I'm making pizza rolls, and pizza rolls are Italian. And then I'm just gonna use this again to get my Italian seasoning. I think that would be a good amount. And we're gonna close this. And then last, we're gonna put in the adobo. That's good. That's a good amount. Okay, so now I'm just gonna mix it all together so that every piece of chicken gets a little bit of seasoning. And then, since I'm mixing this, my mom is going to help me and turn on the other pan. So this is one piece of chicken, and I'll just spin it around for you guys to see. And this is well seasoned, so I'm just gonna put this onto this pan right here, and the lines will make it look like it came off the grill. And then I'm just gonna put some more. And then you could put them like this too. And then like that. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hands because I just mixed it. And then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do with the sausage. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how I make the sausage. So I'm just gonna move these out of the way. I'm just gonna put some of it in here, and then, and as you can see, they're in like little ballish shapes, like crumbles. And then you're gonna put some, and then we're gonna put a lot of sausage in the pan. Yeah, and so that like it cooks. And it's okay if some pieces are bigger than the other. It's perfectly fine because after all, they are going to be pizza rolls, and most people like to have some bites and like some, yeah. So, oh no, I dropped one, but it's okay. You can just put it back in the pan. And you want to make sure that there's sausage all over the pan. And I think I could fit all of it in there. Okay, so I just have a little bit left, but we could put that in after. Okay, so I'm gonna finish making the meatballs and cook everything, and then I'll come back to you guys when the pizza dough is ready and everything is cooked. Guys, I'm just gonna show you. This is some of the chicken that's done, and as you can see, there are like lines along it because we put that on the cast iron skillet with the lines. This is the sausage, mushrooms, and the onions, and I put the mushrooms in when the sausage was almost done cooking. And then over here on the stove, we have the turkey meatballs. We have some more chicken cooking, and you flip it every 3 minutes, and then after 12 minutes it should be done. And then this is the spinach and mushroom. And so we put the dough in the oven. I'll take it out, and I wrapped it in the bag, and I'm not sure you guys could see it. You could see it a little bit. And it's in the process of rising. And they're all in the stage of cooking. And if they're not cooking, then they're done. So guys, this is the sauce, and that's it. And then we used some of the oil that was left from the mushrooms and spinach. And then now I'm just gonna add in some seasoning. And that's gonna give the sauce a nice Italian flavor. And that's all we're gonna do with the sauce, and then we're gonna mix it. So it's been 90 minutes, and this is what the dough looks like. And I punched it down, and then I have all my ingredients cooked and ready to go. Turkey meatballs, chicken, sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, spinach, sauce, cheese, and some buffalo sauce to put with my chicken. So, and I have a rolling pin, and on my cutting board I put some flour so the dough doesn't stick to it. And then, so I broke it into a ball about this size, and then I'm just gonna lay it down, and then I'm just gonna put some flour on it. And And then you're just gonna roll it out. And then you flip it over and then you do the same thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep rolling it out. And you want it to be not too thick but not too thin at the same time so that it holds everything together. Okay, so this is good. And then I'm just gonna place my rolling pin down and I'm gonna take a little bit of sauce, like that much. Well, actually, just a little bit less. And then I'm just gonna put it down the middle. And then we're gonna put the spoon back, and I'm gonna take some of my cheese. And you don't want too much or too little, so that's a good amount. And then I'm just gonna put my turkey meatballs, which I cut it in half, and this is what the inside looks like, and this is the outside. And then you're gonna put it along the cheese and the sauce. So you could put like 2 whole meatballs because 2 halves makes a whole. And then you're just gonna take the dough and you're gonna put it over, and then you're gonna fold the sides over like that. And as you can see, I already have one done over here, and this is sausage. And then I lined the pan with olive oil so that the dough doesn't stick and it's easy to come out. And then you're just gonna lift it up very carefully so that nothing comes out. And this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like a burrito. And then you're gonna lay it down like that. And then I'm gonna take another ball. And I'm gonna put some flour on it. And then you're gonna take your rolling pin and you're gonna roll it out. And then if it sticks to the rolling pin, you just wanna like take it off and then start rolling again. And then you could put some more, like a little bit more flour. And then flip it over. And then you're gonna rotate it, like spin it. Okay, and then we're just gonna then we're gonna do that again. And then you want to make sure to get the edges. Okay, so now I'm gonna put some more sauce. Some cheese. A little bit more cheese. And then I'm gonna do some chicken. And if you want to add buffalo sauce, you can. I think I could fit a smaller piece if I find one. I think this one could go at the end. And then you could just put a little bit of buffalo sauce, not too much. So I'm gonna be very careful in pouring it because I don't want to have too much sauce so that it doesn't hold itself together. So I think that's a good amount because you get this flavor of the buffalo sauce and you still have a pizza. And then, like I told you earlier, you're gonna fold the sides and then lift up lift it up very carefully and bring it over. And then you're gonna take another ball, like this size, and you're gonna put some more flour down, and then some flour on the dough, and you're gonna roll it out, and then flip it and spin it around so that you get everywhere. And then you're gonna rotate it again. And then one more time. And make sure that you get the edges. I know this one looks a little bit weird, but it's okay. Not all of them are going to be the same shape. And then, but I'm pretty sure they're all going to taste good. And then you're going to put some sauce. Put this back. Take some cheese. And then I'm going to put some pepperoni. And this is one slice. And I'm just going to fold it in half, so that I'm able to fold the sides over without having to fold the pepperoni with it. So you could put 2 slices, and if you want you could stack it, but I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. And then I'm just going to put the sides over. And then lift it up and put it down. And you can move these closer if you want to make more room. And then you're going to take another bowl, like this size. I think it's too big. Oh. So this, and then you're going to put some more flour down. Oh, there's a little bit of cheese, so I'm just going to move that out of the side, to the side, and then I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to roll it out. Well, first I had to put some flour, and then roll it out, and then flip it and rotate it, and then again, and then you're gonna make sure that you get the edges. Okay, so I'm gonna put some sauce. Some cheese. And then I'm gonna put some spinach and mushrooms. And I know that earlier before when I showed you guys the spinach, it looked like there was a lot of spinach, but the spinach does shrink in size once you cook it. And then you're just going to fold it over, and then you're gonna lay it down. So I'm gonna finish making the rest of these off camera, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven for 20 minutes, and then I'll see you guys then. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, and these are what the pizza rolls look like. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the Bible verse, Matthew 15:11. And it says, "It is not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person, but what comes out of the mouth. This defiles a person." As I reflect on this Bible verse, I think about all the good food that God has provided for us to nourish our bodies and that helps sustain us. Food is good for our body, while words are good for our soul. As I was making this video today, my mom told me I did not do such a good job with the instructional cooking portion of the video. I felt the same, but then I realized it doesn't really matter what I say in the portion of the video, but what I say in the message. The pizza rolls that are going into our mouth today taste good, but what I am sharing with you about God's word is more satisfying than anything you will ever eat. God's words are more important in helping us figure out how to live, but also in providing us with ideas of what to say to others in times of sorrow, pain, and even joy. God tells us that we should encourage one another and lift each other up. That means the word that comes out of our mouth should be words capable of doing that for others. It is not only beneficial to the people that we say the words to, but ourselves. When we are kind to others, it helps them, but it also helps us. It is nice to know that we are the reason the reason someone else feels better about themselves or a situation. Hopefully, as you put these really delicious pizza rolls into your mouth, it will encourage something even better to come out of your mouth as you are talking and fellowshipping with your family and friends. Be sure to give this recipe a try, but more than that, be sure to try to change the way you talk to those around and see how it benefits them and you. May God bless you until next time, and always, I'm Hannah J. See you Saturday.